Hey guys, welcome back to new series from VBA A to Z. If you're new to this channel, my name is Long Pamay, and today I'm going to show you all you need to know about automating PDF files. PDF documents are portable and accessible from any devices. It is easy and free for viewing. But as you know, to edit and extract data from PDF is tedious task. That is why in this short series, we'll look at some of the real case scenarios on how you can use PDF APIs within your VBA program. We'll learn how to publish or convert PDF documents, read contents, extract PDF tables, read and fill out PDF forms, and also learn how to manipulate objects within the document. These are simplified tutorials, so anyone with basic VBA or Excel micro knowledge can follow along. Also, please note some of the videos use Acrobat, so if you do not have one, please find the link to download a free version from the video description. Before we begin, just make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Let's get started. In this section, we're going to quickly learn how to publish the documents to PDF. Here are my sample files, the Excel file, the PowerPoint, and the Word document. First, I'm going to go to my Visual Basic for Excel, insert a new module. Let's call this Publish to PDF. Dim output file as string. This output file is going to hold the path and the name of the file. So this workbook dot name, this will return us the name of the workbook. But from there, we just want to take the name of the file, so I'm going to do left this workbook.name, and from there, I'm going to take the length and subtract -5. This will just give us the name of the file without the extension, and here I'll just add .pdf. Okay, that looks good. Along with the name of the file, we want to include the workbook path as well. Okay, that looks good. This will be the name of our final file. I'm going to copy that. Output file name is equal to this workbook path and this workbook.name, and changing that XLSM to PDF. Okay. Now we'll write one more statement to publish this. Sheet 1 is what I want to publish. So we'll say export as fixed format. The format will be PDF. The file name here is going to be the output file, and the quality can be Excel quality standard. You can include all these properties. Some of the application will have a wide variety, so it should be okay even if you do not include them. Here some of them are ignore print areas. You can specify if you want to export from certain page, from page 7 to 8 for an example, or if you want to open them after it's being published. So I'll just leave it as it is for now. I'm going to run this code. Once it completes, we'll expect the file to be exported into this folder. Publishing it now. Seems to be working okay. And here is my PDF file. Quickly opening it. It's published 38 pages very smoothly. Okay, now we're going to quickly replicate this for Word document and PowerPoint. First, I'm going to go to my PowerPoint. Again, insert a module. The name is going to be same. Instead of this workbook, let's do active presentation. And here, instead of sheet 1, we want to export. If I debug this now, for example, so it's giving us VBA underscore PDF dot PDF. So it seems to be working okay. Now we'll publish this PowerPoint to PDF. Active presentation dot export as fixed format. It will take in first is the file path. Let's copy the output file path, paste it here. This will be again PDF, and then you can intent for print, and it is wide, again, it's wide varieties of properties. I'll just leave it as it is for now to default. So once I run this code, it's going to publish again to the destination folder here. Publishing it, and here is the file that got published. Okay, so finally we'll do this for Word document. So Visual Basic. From this document, I'm going to insert a module. We'll call it, instead of this workbook, we can say this will be active document. I'll replace this workbook with active document. And here, instead of sheet 1, we'll have to use active document again. It's pretty much the same thing, but just to give you a better idea. This will be the file path. And then we can say export it, format as PDF. And do you want to open after it's published? I'll just say yes for this one. Just try it out. So once this is published, it will open up a PDF file itself. So yep, seems to be all working fine. Let's also learn how to quickly create a PDF form. I'm starting off Adobe Form Central. So once you open, you'll see a wide variety of forms that you can utilize to replicate a form. It's very simple to create them. For now, let's create a custom form. Here are the controls and objects that you can add to your form, like a text box and so on. I'm gonna add a text box, 2 text box, and let's call this the first name and the last name. You can also easily change the type later on. Also now I'm gonna add the email ID. So it has the controls and validation in place already. Let's add a quick like a survey option. We'll call this are you satisfied with your services or something like that. And you can change the preset and color and everything. Whenever you have time, you can play more with that. Let's add a date field as well. We're going to use all this field later to read and write, so we'll add different type of fields here in the form. So this can be like a report date. Yeah, survey date. We'll add a header. Let's call this custom form, maybe VBA A to Z demo. I think that's pretty much it. So it's very simple to create a PDF form. You can also change the name of the file from top there, called it demo. And as I've said, you can quickly change the validation, the type of the text box, the number types, and so on. It's very simple. Before we start writing the code, let's quickly copy the file path. And now I'm going to create a new workbook. Let's insert a new module and create a public constant variable called PDF_file. And we'll store our file path here. We'll create a sub procedure called read from PDF. And before we start writing the code, we'll reference it to Adobe Acrobat library. Just make sure you reference it to the latest version. I have 10.0 there. Now let's start declaring variables. The app will be our Acrobat application. AV document, this will be our Acrobat viewer. Now let's replicate this for PDF doc. This will be PD doc. And select text variable. Again, all these are object variables. In the page, we're going to select the text later. This is just for the page counter and the text counter. We're going to look through later on. We're going to use this. And then this will be the page number, the content, page content, and the content itself within the page. Now let's set the variables, creating an object. We'll create an object for AV doc as well. Now we'll open the PDF document. Adding a quick handler in case if it fails to open, it will exit up. Now we'll try to reference and get the active document. In this loop, I'm gonna add a reference to get the active document from the application. App. Okay. So now I'm gonna reference this PDF, PDF underscore doc to the AV doc. Then we'll be exposed to the methods from the AV doc for PDF doc. Now I'm gonna loop through from for all the pages. The counter starts from 0. We'll have to subtract 1 from the pages. So within this loop, we're gonna reference. We'll create this page, page number, content, and so on. Okay. Creating an object again for page content. This particular object is basically gonna highlight text or contents within the page. And then we'll this counter is basically we're selecting all the text from 0 to 9,000. You might want to add more if your page have more contents. Adding a quick error handler in case it returns an error when we try to select the text within the page. Select text is using the page highlight, page content from the page content. Okay. So now we'll start looping through all the text within from the selection. Or J counter is gonna take care of that. Again, looping from 0 till all the total. And let's print this value to our immediate window. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna review it later after we write everything. Let's quickly clean the memory. So make sure that once it finishes running, it clears out the memory so the next time it runs, it's okay. So we're gonna close the PDF document there without saving it. False stands for that. We're gonna exit the application. And then we're just gonna set all these variables to nothing, all the object variables. So I keep on compiling there just to make sure that it compiles okay. Though these are third-party APIs, so it might, even if it compiles okay, maybe it will not be 100% working, but then we'll have to run and test it out. Quickly, we'll have to change this from read from PDF, the typo, and looks like we have to add, it should be, yeah, should be page content.add. Okay, so let's quickly check out our code and make sure it's working. I'm gonna quickly turn on the immediate window and try to run this code. So I'm gonna hit F8 and quickly go through the code. So it's starting to print out the data from PDF. Okay, I'm gonna run the rest of the code. It's extracted all the data, but since it's too much of data, really doesn't make sense to be printed out here in the immediate window. Let's try to transfer the same data to the worksheet here. Just say range. Let's print this out to column A. Okay, I think that should do. I'll call this PDF. And I'm gonna execute this. It's super quick. It extracted all the data. Now I'm gonna quickly open the PDF file and do a quick recon. So as you can see here, the top flows report and the date is here in the PDF, and then the Adobe Acrobat is this, the paragraph starting from here, and then so on. So as you can see, the data that is being pulled from PDF is not coming in the exact format that we need. So in the following video, we're gonna put in some additional logics to pull in data from the table from this particular PDF. In our last video, we learned how to read all the contents from PDF. Now I'll show you how to pull records from PDF table into your worksheet. First of all, we're going to identify some of the unique strings that begins and ends in the table. For example, our unique string could be below are the top 5 inflows for the week, or it could be the UID, and it can be high-level observations here that we can use to create our logic. So based on these two strings, we'll end the number of the columns, which is here we can see 4 columns. So based on this, we'll create our logic to pull in the data. Coming to our IDE here, I'm gonna quickly copy all this code, insert a new module. This time I'm gonna call this read table from PDF. We're gonna introduce some variables. Let's call this data print. Let's call this when we want to print or not. This will be true or false, and then the counter for our column. Let's store this in a long value, and then the current row is long. Okay, this will be our 3 new variables. We'll learn how to use that now. So coming down here, we'll say content. Our content is gonna be this data that is pulling in from. I'll just comment this out for now. Here we'll say if the content value is like something like UID, which is this, then I want to start printing the value or writing the value to Excel. Then I'll say that else if the content is like high, that's when I want to stop printing it. So I'll say data print equal to false, and then I'll just stop printing altogether, exit from the loop itself. So I'll say exit 4. Now we'll start writing a logic to print the data if this is true, this condition is met. So we'll say if print data is equal to true, then just increase the counter of our column, and we'll say cells or whatever the row that is defined. We'll start printing from this row number 1, and then the column, and then we'll say print the content there. This loop is gonna take care of for each of the column. Now we have to reset the column once it reaches 4. Counter is equal to 4. Because we have 4 columns now, every time it reaches 4, we want to reset for the next line. Column is 4, then count is equal to 0. So every time we reach here, it will start with 1 again. And then we'll increase the row counter as well once it reaches 4. Okay, our code should be working fine now. We'll quickly go through. I'll run through this. I'll just put a breakpoint there and run this. F5. So now I'm gonna press F8. Seems to print out the headers. And then now the data seems to be printed out. Maybe not in the format. I'm gonna run through all this now first. F5. Okay, so there are some cleaning that is required. Okay, coming back. First we'll trim this content, the same Excel trim, and then we'll clean as well because there is like a new line there. We use the clean function. Within the clean we'll put the trim as well. I'm gonna rerun this code very quickly. Now the data seems to be good. So the date, portfolio is in general, and then this is in number format. So if you look at our table here and the table here, so it seems to be working great. To begin, we'll quickly copy the part of the form, and we'll create a constant variable. Let's call this PDF form file, and then we'll store this as a string. Okay, now let's reference this to Acrobat form, A form AUT 1.0 or whatever is highest for you. We'll create a sub called read PDF from fields. We'll declare the Acrobat app. Let's do this for Acrobat viewer, same as the document. We'll have to use both the form as well as the document together. Now we'll start declaring the form and the fields. This will be the field. We'll replicate the same variable for fields. Later on, we're gonna loop through all the fields. I'm gonna create the object for our application. We'll do the same for the viewer for the document. Okay. Now we can we can open the document. We'll put the same validation like we did in the first video. We'll make sure that it's activated or brought to the front. This can be hide or show. For now, I'm just gonna hide the application, so it's gonna run at the backend. I'm gonna start creating an object for our form. Okay. Now we'll start referencing our fields within the form. We'll set up the fields. Okay, now we can start looping through all the fields using this variable. Seems to compile fine. Now we'll try to print out all the value, the name of the field, the value within the field, and the type of the field. So it's better to use with because we're gonna reuse. The name of the field, type of the field, like is it a text or is it a radio button and so on, like email button. Let's put a bar between each of these fields so that one is printed out. It makes sense. Okay, so our code is almost ready. Though it's gonna just print it out. Let's close the form without saving it. Now we'll exit the app and then we'll just clear the memory. Okay, seems to compile fine. So let's give it a shot. We're gonna just press F8 and go through each line. Okay, it seems to have opened. Now start to print the name of the fields, the type, and the value. At the moment, the form does not have a value, so we'll quickly fill out something and we'll try to rerun this. Let me open the form and just put in my name and some dummy ID. These two radio buttons will have these two fields, and then the survey date. I'm gonna save it for now and replace the existing one. So you can see it's been filled there. Now we're gonna reorganize the window a little bit and see how it prints out the value as well. I'm gonna go through it again quickly. I'm just gonna just comment that out. Start looping through the fields. You can see the first one is strongly agree there, the value of the selection. The radio button again is to agree. The next one is the email ID, the first name and the last name right there, and the date. This seems to have seems to be working perfectly as we wanted it to be. Now we'll quickly write this to our sheet instead of the immediate window, and then maybe we can also in our next video loop through each of the file and then pull in the data from there for each of the form. That current row is going to reset every time the data is being filled. and then the value. Just change the counter of the column 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm just gonna run it. So I've pulled in all the data from the form. In our last video, we learned how to read PDF form and import the field information like the name of the field type, and the value of the form. Now we're going to quickly write another code to fill the PDF form here from Excel itself, and then save the form with a new name. I'm going to close this for now. And just below this, we'll start writing a new code. We'll use the same path again. Let's call this write to form. We'll declare the app again. Let's call this
we'll declare one more. Call this a new doc.
and then we'll just reuse this form. There's the form app and then the form fields, and then we'll start declaring the name of the fields. Let's quickly open up the form. So we need the name, there's two last name, first name, email ID, two options button, and the date. So we'll just quickly declare them.
Let's go with this date. Option buttons. This option.
So this will be our two options button. So we're declaring the fields now, and now we can start to open up our document. We'll open up this form, the same form, should be the same one. Then we'll say env. Make it show. Just correct all this. So this is our form, and then these are the fields. Don't need this field actually. Call this first name. So we have to replicate this for all the variables. First name, last name, the email ID, the date, our option button 1 and 2. So this is where we need to put in the name of the fields. We have that set up. we can say, we can directly write to the value now. For example, this could be Sharon, something like that. Kimberly. Just filling out the dummy information. So for the forms we have option, neutral, agree, strongly agree, disagree, and so on. So we can just copy and put in the neutral, agree. Okay. So now we have to save the document. We can say we have to use this to we have to hook this document viewer and then the document itself. So we'll just say let's copy this PDF doc get PD doc. I think that's it. Now we'll try to save this using this feature. And this is where our full path will come in. So I say PD save full. And then here we'll put in the path. We can say in the same path we want to save it with a different name. We'll just call this output 1.pdf. If it is able to save the information, we'll just print out saved, else failed to save, something like that. Okay, so now I think that's pretty close now. Then we can save our document. Say I want to close this, and then we'll also close this as well. And now we can clear off the memory. Let's say, just replace all this. Just clear off all the memory. Let's exit the app as well. Do the cleaning after some time. Now we have to put in the name of the field here. Let me just get rid of this again just to make sure that we have the updated field names, just in case I edited something. So I'm gonna run this code, read PDF form fields. Okay, so I'm gonna start filling up our field names. Just close this for a bit. The first one is our radio button. This is the email ID. This is the first name. This is for the last name. And I think we're good now. Once we execute the code, we expect that this form to be filled with the information that is here in our code down here. And then it will, okay, I think we have missed the date. Survey date. So you can fill the date as like this. We'll call this 12/12/2019. Save the file. Now I'm gonna quickly try to run this. I'm putting a more. So the file is open now in the background. I'm gonna quickly set a fill. Now we'll start to fill up the form. Sharon, Kimberly, agree, neutral, 12/12, fill out the date as well. And I think we forgot to fill the email ID. Okay, let me just run through this now, and then we'll add the email ID as well. So the email ID is equal to s.kim@gmail.com. Okay. Just gonna run this one more time. We'll call this output 2. Okay, I'm gonna go to the folder, output 2. You can see the form has been filled out. It seems to be very straightforward. I think I don't need to walk you through all this again, but the first portion is just declaring the document, the viewer, declaring the fields. This part is the form. These are all the fields that we want to utilize. The app and the document, we're setting up the object, and then opening up the document, activating it, bringing it to the front, and then we're setting up, we're creating the objects basically here. We're saying this first name variable, which is the form field will be PDF form, and the field name is this, and then we're filling up the information here. We're assigning a value to the field, and then we're getting we're hooking the document and the viewer, and here we're saving as the new file, and then we're closing and cleaning out the memory. In this episode, we're going to quickly learn how to combine multiple PDF files into one. We'll start again by writing a new sub-procedure. We'll call this combine PDF files. We'll call this team A app as Acrobat app. We'll have to and from document. And then we'll just set up our application. Just copying it from the prior codes. This part is fine. This will be our PD, portable document, instead of the viewer. Now we'll just say show. We'll just show the document for now. I'm going to show you a sample of the PDF that we're going to combine. I have a sample prepared here. Let's start opening up our document. Here is a sample. This is a sample PDF that I've created. It has 5 pages. We'll try to learn how to insert between each of these pages. That's why I just have the numbers in the pages. So quickly take the path. This particular PDF again is a sample. It has 2 pages. We have opened up the document now. So the syntax to insert the pages is so we'll say to document dot. Here you'll have to mention the number of the page you want to insert after. So here we'll say we want to insert it after the second page. The count starts from 0, so say 1. Okay, and then this will be the source or from document. Now the start page will be 0, and we can say we want to insert all, so we'll just say get all the pages. And if you want to include all the flags and the bookmark within the PDF, we set this to true, otherwise it should be okay. We'll say if this is false, then we want to say fail to insert the page. Okay. Now we want to save this document. And then we'll do a pd save all file again. And this will be the name of the path where we want to save the path. We'll just call this merged output .pdf. Fail to save, otherwise we'll say so. I think that's pretty much it. We've closed 2 documents here, then we exit the app, so we can give it a shot. Once this code runs, we're expecting that it will be inserted the second document, which is add sample 2 pages within this PDF document, will be inserted to this pages file after the second page, starting from 0, 1. 1 means it's 2 pages, so it will be inserted in the 3rd page. So I'm gonna give it a run. Once we run this, we'll see the merge output.pdf. See, it's document saved, so it looks like it worked. Here's the output. If I make this smaller, so you can see here it is inserted after the second page. Now if we mention okay, insert it after the first page, run again. This time we'll call this as 1. File has been saved. So after the first page, it has saved all the pages. Okay, so this is very simple. This is how you can use this particular insert page method to add pages to your document. What you can try is you can replicate this same thing. If you have third document that you want to insert within here, you can just replicate this syntax, and the file here, this will be your third file reference that you need to update. And if you have to loop through and do this for multiple of them, what you can do, you can combine, you can create these two functions, and you can have, you know, like arguments with file 1, file 2, and so on, and then it will keep on inserting. If you need more help around this, feel free to comment on the video below. In the next video, we'll learn how to delete the PDF pages. As the continuation, we'll quickly also learn how to delete pages from PDF. Here we have 7 pages. Let's write a code to delete these 2 pages that was inserted. That will be second and the third page. I'm going to close this, take the file path, I'll just have it here for a moment. We'll just copy and replicate the combined code. Just delete all the unnecessary code. Let's call this delete. Let me just insert this in a new module. Everything is same, we just need to insert a statement to delete these pages. Now we'll call this delete edited output. The method or the syntax to delete is just dot delete pages. Here you specify the index or the page number. Again, the count starts from 0. Since we want to delete from second, we'll say 1, and ending will be 2. We'll say debug.print deleted. Else failed to delete. That should be it. So we'll quickly give it a run. So it'll open up this output file here, delete the page from 2 to 3. Since the index again is starting from 0, just keep that in mind. And once this deletion is complete, it will try to save the file as edited output.pdf. If it is able to save it, it will say document.save. It's same as the one that we did for combine the PDF. Let's give it a run. Document saved. Edited.output. As you can see, that 2 pages has been deleted. In this episode, I'm going to quickly show you how to convert the PDF document to other applications format. For example, we'll convert it to XLSX, to a Word document, and to HTML. This will become very handy because once you convert it to Microsoft applications, it's easier to read the data and then you can manipulate them in the way you want. First, I'm going to copy the file path as usual. Quickly show you this. This is the same sample that we've been using all through. I'll close it for now. coming here, we'll just call this, I'll just paste this file path for, we'll park there for now. We'll call this convert PDF document. I'll just get the all the syntax from there so we don't have to rewrite it. So it, okay. So first is our application, our document. This will just reuse this entire thing, and then we don't want this. Now, if we are able to open the document, that's where we'll try to convert. We'll call ds file as string. That will be, let's just call this as file, source file, destination file, and we'll have an extension input as well. For now, we'll just give this a document. Whatever extension you specify here, it will convert it to that document. So as file, source file is going to be the one we copied earlier. And the destination file is going to be, we'll just replace .pdf with whatever you specify as an extension. So we'll just call this replace. We want to replace as file .pdf with .extension, whatever extension has been specified, and we want to start a replacement from first character. Okay. Now our destination and the source file is ready. We'll open this file. Just have to update that because we copied it from other file. Now once the file is open, we want to use want to set up the PDF document. So every document is open, we'll do the PDF document here. We'll get the active document. We'll also set up a JavaScript object. We'll call this JSL object. And then we'll say set is equal to our document. Okay, that seems to be okay now. And from here, we want to save as this to other document. The file that we want to save as, and the type. So the type, you can find this from Adobe side as well. This will be the format. So the format is com.adobe.acrobat.extension. So whatever you specify here will be the format that's going to replace. I've tried this for XLSX, I've tried this for HTML, so it should be working fine, but we'll just... So I think that's pretty much it. I can try to quickly run this through once. Let me just run this. So basically when we run this, we want to see flowsreport.doc document. Seems to be rendering. preparing the file for export. Okay, let's check the output. So it seems to work perfectly okay. It still have the table format intact. Now let's try for XLSX. I would say it's pretty quick. So here again, it's much better than the one that we read initially. And now we'll try it for HTML, basically the web page. Construction is really fast. Okay, seems to work fine. In this episode, we'll touch base a little bit on how to use Power Query to import tables from your PDF. In this example, we'll use the file we just converted to HTML to import a data table. If you're new to Power Query, it is basically a data link technology. This feature is available in your Excel and Power BI desktop. It will basically help you connect with various sources and like refine your data sources to meet your need. Okay, just give it a quick demonstration. I'm going to go back to our Excel, add a new sheet. From your data tab in your ribbon, go to get data. We'll launch our Power Query editor. From new source, we'll just select the web. Okay, now we'll just get the HTML file we converted earlier from PDF. We'll copy the link and paste it here and click on OK. It's very simple to use. So here is basically our metadata, document, and then here's the table that we want to import. Just select that and click on OK. Let's give it a moment. Once you're here, if you want certain data format or data type to be changed, you can do so from Advanced Editor. So once you click here, you'll basically see like this like a SQL statement that is auto-generated. Here is the fields and the data type. UID is integer, and then the date is in date type. Let's say we want the date format to be in text and not date. You can just replace that. Okay, once you're done, you're happy, just click on done. As you can see, the format have changed a little bit, and simply click close and load. It will now refresh the data from that table. If you want a code, basically you can just record this as well. If I have to just redo this in a new workbook, or I'll just delete this for now. Existing connection, I'll just delete this. I think it's easier to record this, import from HTML. Click on OK. We'll just, this is the name of the macro. We'll store this in this workbook. We'll just do exactly the same thing that we just did right now. Launch to the editor. Add our source. Clipboard is been cleared, so I'll just recopy the file path. Coming back to our editor, click on OK. This can be the actual web page and not not the local converted ones only, but for now we're just using this as a demonstration purpose. Select the table again, click OK. Maybe we'll just go back here and edit this as well again, date to text, and done, and load. We'll have a look at the code that was recorded. In the active workbook, it's basically adding a query. This is the same statement that we saw from the advanced editor. These are the properties. These are the list object, the source type. It's using the OLAP DB. And then this must be the provider with the and then destination where it's being added. The command is basically select from this table, and so on. You can easily record this instead of having to type this complex syntax. And if you have to dynamically construct this, feel free to play around. And if you have any specific questions around this, feel free to comment on the video below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed this series, and also to follow our upcoming videos. It would mean the world to me, and I'm super grateful. Okay, I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye bye and have a good one.